by now you've heard you have got to do video. But so many people are not doing video. Why are you not doing video? Well, we're going to show our friends at Blended Sense here on our program to tell you why you can do it and how easy it is. So we're going to get started in just a second, but before that, like and subscribe for future comment. We are going to be killing the listing game. You're going to need to know how to sell listings in 2024 and 2025, and we've got you covered. All right, guys. Introduce yourselves for me, please. The Blended Sense guys here.
Blended Sense guys. Ransome Tucker, President and Chief Operating Officer.
Yep. Albert Baez, CEO and co-founder.
Nice. So I've known you guys for a few years now, and your product has really developed over the last few years. We use you guys for the Realtyhack. And one of the things that we're talking about today, and one of the reasons this is coming up, is because it's getting harder to sell homes. And we're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff that you guys do. But the hot topic right now is how do you sell homes? And so our last podcast guest was one point about getting homes ready, right? When an agent sells a home, first of all, they got to get the listing, fight however many people for the listing. Then they have to get the home ready for the market. And then they have to present the home to the market, right? So tell our audience how you guys do that and what that formula is as far as you helping the agent advertise that home and put it in his best possible light.
Oof. Oh, man. Love that.
Alley-hoop.
Thanks for teeing it up for us. So one of those steps we can skip. We don't do anything with getting the home ready. We'll leave that to you guys, you experts. Maybe eventually Blended Sense will launch a Blended Sense staging. We'll come.
Oh no, make it content friendly.
Exactly.
We come in and make your house content friendly.
What we can do, we have recorded content of what maybe a luxury agent or a top listing agent does in their process to get a home ready, and then they can present that to the sellers. That helps them with step number one, which you mentioned is step one. You got to get the listing.
Yeah.
Right? We come from the sales world before we started Blended Sense, and so very much appreciate any local business owner that's trying to sell what they sell. Getting a listing is huge. So obviously credibility, right? And you've done this a ton, right? And so you're a listing agent walking into someone's home like this, sitting down, and you're going to present what your offering is, and then the next guy or gal is going to come in, they're going to present theirs, seller's going to choose. Right? And so what makes you stand out, right? Marketing plans, obviously your personality. It's 2024 now. And so when anyone's choosing any sort of service, especially one as expensive and as valuable and as impactful as who's going to sell their home, they're looking you up, right? They're looking up your details on you, your history. And when they find that, it's mostly going to be digital. They're going on your website. They're going on your Instagram. They're going on your Facebook. They're going on your LinkedIn. What content are they going to see? And the quality of that content matters.
Yep. And now more than ever, when commissions are now a huge discussion. Okay, we have got to demonstrate value now more than ever before. Why am I paying you X percent? And what the funny thing is that what I've seen is commissions are negotiable, right? I mean, they always have been, but I understand the thing. Okay, but I'm actually seeing some people that are charging more than what the average commission. I say that, look, the average, I'm not saying the average commission ever. It's a statistical data point that every market has a different average. And it's not the same. It might be 2 in California. It might be 3 here. But what my point is that I am seeing some agents in the marketplace that are charging more because they're offering services like these and other ones.
Oh, 100%. And the thing is, we throw our hands up all the time whenever we get businesses that are like, oh, I got to do video now. I don't know how to get started. It's not our fault. It's your client's fault. And they're the ones that want to communicate that way, right? The consumer behavior changes over time. It always has. And that's just what it is today. And so video is becoming an essential part. And if it's your client that's demanding it, you better come to that listing appointment with a video plan on top of your entire marketing plan, right?
Yeah, and I remember 5 years ago, people were like, you got to start doing video. You got to start doing video. Okay, but and like what I want to explain here is it's not just the advertising, okay? When we have a seller that we're trying to get, and they hit that button that they want to talk to an agent, and then it comes in as an email, like don't reply back with an email. Reply back with a video. 100%. It's so, it used to be kind of these things, oh yeah, I think I might start doing video. Right. No, you have to. Now, it doesn't mean you have to do every little thing. You should be. But on the basic level, you're responding in video. Look, these kids these days don't even pick up the phone. They do either text or FaceTime.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Don't call them.
So, getting to, well, how should we start this? presenting yourself on as a presentation to a seller. Number one, right?
100%. I mean, and when you show up to that, you have an opportunity to present your video plan.
Yeah.
What have I done for other listings in the past?
Yeah.
Or we've gotten asked to produce a listing presentation video.
Yeah.
Right? But we've done it at the corporate level for some of the biggest real estate brokerages in the country and in the world, and at the agent level where they're coming into that presentation with a video to show, right?
Yeah.
Whether that's prior listings that they've produced videos for that have sold for X dollars, right? Or a listing video presentation where it's a hodgepodge, a mix, a medley of all the listings that you've sold in the past, right? Because you should have those videos anyways because you promoted them.
Right. So the other part of it is listing agent brings the what do you say, medley?
Medley.
Yeah.
Found that word.
Hodgepodge, right. So you go to I'm a listing agent. I go to listing appointment and said, look, here's the medley. Okay, this shows everything we do. Part of what I'm going to do for your property is I'm going to bring in professional video service that was we're going to do a listing presentation video, and you can do it just the house. You can do the house and me walking through it. I mean, I did this years ago. My wife would because obviously she's prettier than I am, would be the presenter of the property, and she was a stager, right? And so she would go through, and then we'd sift that out. So and it was a pain in the ass. Now the way you guys make it easier is they can go on to almost like going on to like Amazon or eBay or rent a car and say, I'm picking this house. Right. First of all, you're going to tell the client you're doing that, and you can pick your package. What do the packages look like?
Yeah. Well, for us, it's not even packages because we don't even hold you to anything, right? In the sense of like how many videos you need to make. It's all.
I'm sorry, I don't mean a package of.
Okay.
No,
got it.
I mean a one-off. Like is it a package of here's the house with drone. I mean I don't know.
So attention's the number is what you're trying to get, right? And then you're trying to get as much attention as many different places as possible.
Yeah.
So typically, what we prescribe when you come to us as an agent trying to promote a listing is where are you going to post the assets? Most of the time, they have a landing page for that listing if it warrants it, right? $1 million plus listing, they'll have a landing page. They're going to need videos for that. They're going to use YouTube. Ideally, they're leveraging SEO, right? I know you got Caleb over here. You should be making sure that you're filling this property listing video with as much SEO juice as possible, whatever those search terms are in that neighborhood, in that zip code, etc. Then is what are your social media platforms? Are you heavy on Instagram? Then you should have vertical reels for this property listing. Right? Are there some cool drone shots? Is drone the proximity to the city exciting? Well, there should be just something showing that, right? Not just the listing itself. And then from there, you every listing to me is a product. It's an opportunity to get creative around how to set that property apart.
Yeah.
The video is one thing, right? But the approach to it, whether it's the agent walking through, right? Whether the agent is extremely knowledgeable in the materials that was used, who designed the house, who's the builder, right? What are the unique elements of the property? What if any, story arc is there of the property when it comes to the local neighborhood, et cetera, and then being able to execute that with a video game plan, right?
And so what I think what I want people to know in the audience, if it's like, because we have a lot of people that watch this are from Austin, but we do have some that are outside. You guys are almost nationwide now, right?
Oh, we're continent-wide, all across the U.S. and Canada.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
right now we're in Vancouver.
Oh, we're filming in Vancouver right now.
So if a real estate agent has a listing in let's just say New York City or LA, they can just go on your site. They pick the package for that listing, and then what is it? 1 or 2 days?
Yeah, I mean our platform will ask you for a week's notice. You could, if they need that, we've done it quicker. Our best fast story ever was we had a speaker actually, who's in the real estate space, was on a private jet flying from Detroit to Salt Lake City. And someone, one of our other clients and friends, had told him about us, and he calls us from the plane. And he's like, man, I just heard about you guys. I wish I would have known about you sooner. I'm at, about an hour and a half from Wheels Down in Salt Lake City. I'm going to present at this resort out there, but I definitely want to work with you guys moving forward. We're like, we're in Salt Lake City. Hold our beer. And so we had a videographer meet him at the resort, an hour and a half from that, as literally he books us on the plane. Now, that's not, the platform won't let you do that, but that's what we're capable of. But yeah, anywhere, anytime, anywhere, time, date, location, we got you.
Yeah, nice. Okay. And so distribution, let's talk about that. Yeah. So we know a lot about that because we're in that space kind of, right? but like as we were talking about, you know, the way we shoot like this particular one, right? Mm-hmm. We'll take this and that we go YouTube first, okay? Then it goes to, and I say this is a podcast, but it's the same principle.
Efficiency, and it's also efficiency too.
Yeah.
The effort, the time, the money you spend on video should yield you ROI as like across so many different.
I remember an old coach said, "Listings have babies." Right. Oh, yeah. So what we do is we put it YouTube. Then we cut it into Instagram Shorts. We cut it into YouTube Shorts. We cut it on Instagram Reels and TikTok. Right, goes out everywhere. Also, that goes on an email. Okay, we use ChatGPT to say some shit that I could not think of, or in a way that better than I would. And that sends out to your database. The same exact thing goes from a listing. Is that, guys? You know, I think when I tell agents is like. Agents think they need to get the listing and get the video, and they don't know what to do with the video. Yeah. It's a simple formula. You know, multi-purpose media, omni-channel media is the word, right? Yeah. You know, newsletter, you know, title it right in YouTube, right? And then store that into a file. Yeah. So that you can use that for you want to take, you know, after you do 5 of these, and all of a sudden you've got, you know, an asset that you can do a whole nother video, a promotional video, using the videos you had before.
You just touched on the real secret sauce of what we're building, and really what the market is starting to learn is the asset management component. Yeah. You're getting these, especially in the real estate space, you're getting these high quality 4K drone multicam spotlights on a listing, on a new development, on a neighborhood. Where do you store that, right? And so we built a platform that's also a digital asset management system. So the finished assets live there, and then we also store all the raw footage. So like you said, you can go back to that because once you film it, you know, we always make the analogies when you're filming. It's like going to the grocery store and everything you buy never goes bad.
Yeah.
You go buy some bananas and some strawberries and a gallon of milk, and you just have them for the rest of your life. It never goes bad. And so we store it all for you, and you can always go back to that well and keep making new fresh content with it.
Right, and it's important though. Raw footage is important for video editors, right? So you can,
Well, and as a business owner, again, going back to efficiency, right, and building ROI for the future, for every time you spend time or money on making video, those are assets.
Yeah,
that just. You walking through a house, you can cut just that piece of you walking through a house. You don't have to talk about what house you're in and use that as a social media reel and talk about how you're ready to crush the week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, that's right before Ransome was going to say, I was going to say, you know, and it's not their fault. Overnight, every business had to become a media company.
Yeah.
And now becoming a media company means managing assets.
Right. And so does every agent needs to do that.
Every agent. They're a business. To me, they're a business.
Sure. You're in the media business.
That's the difference between what I've learned. And I'll tell you, man, I was at Op City, which I think you know, I was a 5th employee at Op City. That's where I got most exposed to real estate and really understand this industry. But to me, the biggest difference that I've seen from agents and good agents is the good agents are running like a business. Mm-hmm. They're operating like a business. They're seeing everything in a P&L.
Sure.
They're understanding that if they put money in, they're expecting money out in these channels, right? They're being efficient with their time and all those things. And so it's now just, unfortunately for y'all, right? Fortunately for us, another thing to have to add to your business cap, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And so the quicker agents can just admit that, get over it, and start adding that as a tool.
Yeah.
And
so, like, I mean, look, I mean, I have a medium-sized company, right? I have 150 agents. We have, we have a marketing director. I've got a full-time videographer, right? Yep. And so, like, I'm doing this on a level that most companies don't do, okay? But for the agents out there that don't have this, and all that, by the way, that's all available to my agents, right? Yeah, this is awesome. A secret plug for recruitment, just so you know, or maybe it's not so secret. But what you guys are doing, you're out there for the masses. And what you guys did for us for Realtyhack, which is really a separate business, okay, is you guys came in, because, I don't know if we're ever going to make money. I doubt we'll ever make money on the summit, okay? But we're about to launch a whole educational platform, which you can go to realtyhack.com and put academy or education or something like that, and then we have a training platform. So part of like of launching the exposure of that is through the yearly summit, and you guys came in, you made beautiful reels, you followed Sonny and I around, you had a recap of everything. Like, that's really powerful. So, and that's another service that you guys do for maybe people that are going to speak at panels, or really, there's so much stuff you can use it for. Are you doing photography at all too?
Yeah, it's not our core. It's like when you go to In-N-Out and you ask for the special fries.
Yeah, right.
It's like that. It's what we do have in our network today is what we call hybrids.
Yeah.
And so they're video first creatives with the capability and the equipment to do photos.
Right, because we now believe, okay, that video is more important than photos. Yeah. But you have to have photos for MLS.
Photos is your base.
Yeah. So,
and who knows for how long though, right? Like we are. This is obviously going public, but we're in conversations with some of the big portals.
Yeah.
And they're all understanding, just like the agent, that it's video first world that we're in. It's just what it is, and so I don't know the extent of how much they're going to revamp those user experiences.
Yeah.
But we do know for a fact that they're going to add more and more video, right?
Well, like Zillow is really, really pushing the virtual tours. And why are they doing it? They know the virtual tours, the properties have virtual tours, get more exposure. Yep. So you're gonna. My guess is, like you say, you're gonna see some kind of hybrid form of that with video as well. Yep. And the market's changed. Okay, we were not doing video. Well, look, video is important no matter what. Okay, but if you have a property that you're getting the listing on and 2021, you kind of did not need video. Now, I think that if you're an agent that wants to really set yourself above and beyond, you're going to get that video anyway, because that's going to help you get the listing. Okay, fast forward to today, you need the video. For everything.
Brand positioning.
Right. Well, but you need to sell the property.
Oh, for sure.
Back then in 21, I would have recommended doing for brand and positioning. Yeah. Now you need it for brand positioning and to sell the property.
It's a standard, right? You probably see this a lot, even, off-market properties or properties that a lot of these, wealthy folks don't want people seeing. We're still filming those because landing pages exist. And then the landing pages get sent out to the global ecosystem. You need a video to sell it.
We have one right now. It's a $26 million, polo ranch that we're not putting on MLS. And we have to have a video for that.
Oh, you got to. Sure. Yeah. 100%. How's the prospective buyer in Istanbul or Hong Kong going to see it?
Right. So what's next for Blended Sense in terms of where you guys are going, what you guys are doing? How's everything going?
So for us, our goal is to make the easy button, right? So that any business owner can have access to high quality content whenever they need it. And the problem we're solving, it's funny you're talking about the distribution part. That the maturity of the marketing and digital distribution is what led to the opportunity of Blended Sense. Because we're part 20 years combined marketing and ad tech companies. We've seen 6 startups exit for hundreds of millions of dollars, and all of those companies calling into small and medium businesses, we heard all those phone calls. We heard the pain. We heard how do I get on digital? How do I get a website? How do I do social media now? How do I do newsletters now, right? All this. And the last company I was at was Main Street Hub right before they sold to GoDaddy. They just released a one-time photo shoot. And what I realized in that moment was you had this maturity in the digital marketing space, but even the agencies themselves couldn't produce the assets to drive any of these campaigns.
Yeah.
And so you had all these business owners spending all this money on marketing and advertising without the digital content to be able to actually leverage those, right? And so we want to fix that. We want to put the small, medium business owner in a position of strength when it comes to marketing their services in their local community. Right. And by giving them access to high quality content whenever they need it, we feel like we're doing that, know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, and even dive deeper on that. The problem was that you had business owners, right? Like, you obviously are way ahead of the curve, like you said. You got Caleb. You get content. Your average business owner, and not even just real estate. Think the bankruptcy attorney that's operating in Sarasota, Florida, or the flower shop operator in Sacramento, California, or name random business in Oklahoma City. It doesn't matter. Like, when back to our earlier discussion, they realized they got to be a media company. Now, that looks different for everyone. Not every company's got to be Ryan Serhant, right, with a Netflix show, right, or Ryan Rodenbeck with a podcast, right? But they need something, right? And so website content, events that they host, operational assets, stuff for their newsletter, stuff in their email. But when they make that decision, right, that's one thing for them to come to. But then the decision gets muddied right when they go try to find a solution, because they go on, they Google videographer in my area, and they see a bunch of wedding videographers, and they're like, well, I'm not getting married. I own a flower shop, so where do I find someone that makes website content? And then if they're lucky enough to actually get on the phone with someone, they don't know what to ask, right? We have different cameras here, we have different lighting. I see a Canon, I see a Lumix, I see a Lumix, right? The average business owner doesn't know what cameras to ask for, what frame rates do you shoot in, or what a normal delivery time is, or how many revisions should I get, or what's the raw footage solution. They don't know any of that. They're just they hope for the best, and I hope I get something that works, and that's it. And so that's really, a lot of people, you get the analysis paralysis, where they just don't know what to do. And so that's really what we wanted to solve, is that easy button where you know it's vetted, you know it's quality, you know it's going to come on time.
So that's a great segue, or like, so you're also not doing real estate. I mean, you're doing other things other than real estate, right? And so let's say like a divorce attorney, right? They want to talk to a consultant, maybe one of you guys, I don't know, right? Sure. Where they can have a videographer come there all day, right? With the person who's going to give them the advice. Are you guys going to have, like, cause they say, we have someone that wants to put, I mean, look, I just used divorce attorney because it's fresh on my mind, unfortunately. But, where they can go in and they can go, here's the three, here's a YouTube, like 4-minute videos of this is why you need to do this, right? And then it just goes boom, 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 boom. Right. But who is going to, which one, do you have somebody?
Technology, baby. But that's their scalability. Oh, it's a big, I know.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, who's going to, do you have someone that's going to help them say, look, here are how we're going to plan the playbook.
Yeah. So our first attempt at solving that is using all the data we have for the last 5 years, 25,000 plus assets with specific use cases, business use cases, specific platform distribution cases, right? That combined with all our segment knowledge and then AI. Yeah. And so we're going to be able to, that bankruptcy attorney or that divorce attorney is going to be able to onboard into our platform, tell us about their business in 5 minutes or less, right? And then we're going to be able to take that information and create different types of prescribed assets for them, for whatever platform it is that they're trying to leverage.
And what's funny is you see it, there's a lot of overlap, especially in the pro services world, the types of assets that these people would need. So like, we'll take a luxury realtor in Austin, Texas. They're going to have a website. They're going to need probably an agent story or a brand story video that someone watches when they land on that. Well, so does an attorney. So does a cosmetic dentist. Yeah. So does a insert pretty much any business you can think of. So does the flower shop, right? Hey, here's a video of our flower shop and our selection and our owner talking about why they got, like, everyone needs that asset, right?
They need the story.
They need the story, right? Because and so you see a lot more commonality than you would think across these verticals. And so that's really, we've sort of, over our 5+ years doing this, we've identified these archetypes. And every archetype of an asset has a shot list, has the components that you need, the A-roll, the B-roll, the drone, the narrative. And then now with the rise of AI, you can sort of help out with that as well with some inputs from the business. It can spit out, hey, here's our best recommended suggestions in terms of what you need. And then there's also an opportunity to even work with some of these agencies that we're currently working with where they do the creative. None of them have the solution to go film it. So there's also an opportunity to plug in these experts that can have those consultations if someone needs it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The next step is we're doing it today. We're working with agencies, marketing agencies, advertising companies. Again, they can't produce the content, but they know the strategy and the distribution. And then the third layer, which we can talk about down the road and kind of revisit, but adding to our marketplace. They have videographers and editors. Why not bring content strategists into it?
Content consultants.
Right? And now you're not paying a monthly fee for that person. You can just use them when you need them. Yeah. You can use them at the beginning, before you start producing the videos, in the middle, a la carte.
Book an hour long. When we first started off, we used to do that. We did do these like content consultations or whatever we called it, right? But we did it for free because we were building the company. Yeah. But there are people that's their expertise.
I love the concept of this because it's a la carte. I've hired a PR firm. I've hired a marketing consultant, and what's involved in that is so expensive. Yes. It's contracts. I paid $3,000 a month for PR agency. Yep. I paid $15,000 to a marketing agency. Right. Yep. What you guys are offering, you said it earlier, small and medium business. Yep. All right. I don't have the budget for all that, but I can spend X amount for one shoot, and then one shoot, you got everything you need for that one shoot. Yeah. Whereas you hire a marketing agency, they're building out a whole plan for 6 months, and then you get to decide, okay, I can build on that with the next video.
Whether it's good for business or not for us, our approach and our thought and our kind of embedded in our DNA of how we do things is that when you book us, we're going to go in there and try to get you as much as we possibly can every time. Right? Because we know how big of a decision that was for you.
And that videographer hits record, that clip that they record is valuable. Like I said, we store it, you have it forever. Yep. And so that clip can be a social post 2 years from now. So going in with a plan, having a strategy, making sure it's efficient, knowing what the utility is going to be of the assets, right? Because it's fun to make videos and see them on Instagram. I'm sure that's cool. But if you're a business and you're looking at your P&L, right? Hey, how did this augment or amplify my initiatives that I'm trying to grow, whether it's recruiting or branding or market expansion, things like that. And so those are really the things we've tried to lead with when we're talking to these various businesses across multiple verticals is how are we becoming an asset to your business in terms of the application?
We have a product demo every 2 weeks. All our investors, stakeholders, customers, creatives come on. It's invite. I think we have 70 people or so on that invite every 2 weeks. And right now, our tech team is working on, first of its kind that we know of, an ability where every piece of raw footage that comes into our systems is automatically backed up, stored, and then a thumbnail, transcription, and indexing happens automatically. Wow. So now you're living in a world where, let's say you've been working with us for 2 years, right? Or all your footage that you guys have here in the office goes through our system. It is now indexed and searchable. And you can do Ryan on stage.
Yeah.
Ryan Realtyhack. Ryan listing, right? Ryan one-on-ones, whatever it is. And then all that footage associated that was tagged with Ryan in those scenarios pops up. And you can now download that clip, do whatever you want with that clip.
That's awesome. Yeah. And where can people find you?
Right now in your office. Come down to the office.
Yeah, no, we're pretty easy. Digital, www.blendedsense.com. Website, Instagram, @blendedsense. Support @blendedsense.com. And then our emails is just our first names.
Now, to be clear, there's 3 W's.
3 W. I know. I said 2, right? I saw your face. I was like, did I say 1 extra or 1 less?
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on our program. I'm really excited about where you guys are going, and I'm sure our audience will too.
Oh, appreciate you, Ryan.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, man.